Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Ethen Ostroff, and today, what do you do if you get in a car crash while on the job is what I'm going to cover. But before I get to that, I want you guys to just follow along as much as you're comfortable with. We've been going deep into auto insurance law. You can see some of the other videos are going to pop up around my head. We've been going down into what I would hope that you guys take seriously before you need that type of insurance when you're in a bad situation. So often, the most frustrating thing for me as a personal injury lawyer is to deal with a client who is underinsured when they need that insurance. It's not that I am concerned about it for my sake. It's just a tragedy to see people have to struggle with paying for their medical bills and paying for things that pile up when they could have been adequately prepared just by following me. So before I dive into the video today, make sure to click that subscribe button below and follow along on the journey where on this playlist, we're diving deep into specifically auto insurance, but in other playlists, we're going to go deeper into other areas of law. Thanks so much for joining today. So you are driving. Here's the most simple example I can give you. You're an Amazon truck driver and you get rear-ended by another truck. Let's say that you are on the clock and you do get hurt. In some states, you are actually allowed to have both a workers' compensation claim and a case against that other car that just hit you. So let's say that you're driving that Amazon truck, you got struck from behind by another truck, and you break your arm and you break your leg, God forbid. If you're in that situation, you are likely going to have bills piling up from your medical bills, from your work comp. And so what the first thing you should do, number one, report the situation to your supervisor. Obviously, this is keeping in mind, not right at the scene, but maybe a day later, report this to your supervisor if you are able. The first thing you should do is pull your car over, make sure you're okay. If you're not okay, call 911, get them out there, make sure you get taken care of first and foremost. In terms of how this will be handled, let's say that this happened in Pennsylvania and I were your personal injury lawyer. I would first try to make sure that the other driver and that driver's insurance company is on notice that you have a case. But what you have to your benefit is both a workers' compensation claim through your employer, through Amazon, and a case against that other driver. So you potentially could recover with two different kinds of lawyers. I personally don't handle workers' compensation cases, but I do send those cases to friends of mine that are really excellent in the area. So first, you might want to consider hiring a workers' compensation lawyer if things are not going the way you expect them to with the workers' compensation doctors and with your employer. Remember, if you take a workers' compensation claim and you get fired in the worst case scenario, you also would have a wrongful termination claim against your employer. So don't be scared to use the benefits that you have as an employee, which is workers' compensation. Second, you would hire someone like me who would represent you for your injury case against that other driver. Let's say that you get a $100,000 workers' comp settlement and a $100,000 third-party settlement. In Pennsylvania, at least, they don't cancel each other out. You'd be able to collect twice. So what I would recommend, first, when you are able, report this to your supervisor as soon as possible. Second, go to the doctors that are within your workers' comp plan, and if things are going poorly, then we can reassess that later. But the most important thing that you can do, let your supervisor know what's going on. If you're not getting treated right during workers' compensation through, getting treated by doctors, go see another doctor if it's okay within your state's rules. If you are not being treated right, you should hire a workers' compensation lawyer. Next, I would consider hiring a personal injury lawyer. As opposed to the workers' comp part of this, you don't have anyone that's coming to get your back for the personal injury side of this, where that other driver should be held accountable for putting you through something you shouldn't be going through. So just to recap, first, you have a workers' comp claim, and you also have a personal injury case against that other driver. So hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, hopefully you are never in this situation, but my information is below if you ever are, and make sure to click that subscribe button and follow along. Thanks so much.